The day I found them together, the world didn't just break, it burned. My brother's laugh, her whispered apologies, and the smug silence of my family afterward carved a wound that still bleeds. I'm Ethan, 32, a man who built a life from nothing. I grew up in a small town, the kind where everyone knows your name and your secrets. My wife, Clara, was my anchor, bright, kind, the woman who made every struggle worth it. My brother, Jake, was the opposite. Charming, reckless, always skating by on borrowed luck. Our parents adored him, their golden boy, while I was the steady one, the one who fixed their messes. I never minded. Until that day. It was a Tuesday, unremarkable until I came home early from a construction job. The house was quiet, too quiet, but the bedroom door was ajar. I pushed it open and saw them, Clara and Jake, tangled in my sheets, their faces frozen in shock. My heart didn't race, it stopped. "Ethan," Clara stammered, pulling the blanket to her chest, but Jake just smirked like he'd won something. I didn't scream. I didn't hit him. I just turned and walked out, the image seared into my brain like a brand. I waited for Clara to explain, to beg, to make it right. She didn't. Instead, she cried and said she felt trapped in our marriage, that Jake gave her freedom. Freedom. The word stung worse than the betrayal. I'd spent years working overtime, saving for our future, while she found freedom in my brother's arms. When I told my parents, expecting their support, they shocked me again. "Jake's always been lost," Mom said, her voice soft, like I was the one being unreasonable. "He needs love, Ethan. You're strong. You'll get through this." Dad just nodded, avoiding my eyes. My sister Lily chimed in, saying I was too hard on Clara, that I should forgive them both. My family, the people I'd carried for years, chose them over me. I moved out that week, renting a small apartment across town. Clara stayed in our house-me house, the one I'd paid for with sweat and sacrifice. Jake moved in with her, and my family acted like it was normal, inviting them to Sunday dinners while I got excuses. "We don't want to take sides," Lily said, but they already had. I was alone, cut off from the life I'd built, my trust shattered. For months I drowned in anger. I'd lie awake, replaying every moment, wondering what I'd done to deserve this. But one night, staring at the ceiling, I made a choice. I wouldn't let their betrayal define me. I'd rebuild, not for them but for myself. I threw myself into work, taking every extra shift, every tough job. I started a side business, renovating old homes, pouring my pain into something tangible. Slowly, I saved money, bought a small fixer-upper, and turned it into a home. My home, not theirs. Meanwhile, Jake and Clara's life unraveled. Jake, true to form, couldn't hold a job. Clara, who'd quit her teaching gig to find herself, relied on my savings until they ran dry. The house went into foreclosure when they missed payments. My parents, who'd co-signed the mortgage years ago to help me buy it, were furious, but not at Jake. They blamed me for not helping them, for letting the house fall apart. I didn't answer their calls. I didn't owe them anything. By spring, Jake and Clara were homeless, crashing on friends' couches, then my parents' basement. My family begged me to take them in, to be the bigger person. I refused. I'd spent too long carrying their weight. My sister called me heartless, but I saw it differently. I was finally free. One evening, Clara showed up at my door, her eyes red, her clothes worn. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "I made a mistake." I looked at her, the woman I'd loved, and felt nothing but pity. "You made your choice," I said, closing the door. "It wasn't revenge. It was survival." My parents' house was repossessed last month. They'd taken out a second mortgage to bail out Jake and Clara, and now they're all on the street. Lily texted me, pleading for help. I didn't respond. I'd given them everything, me love, my loyalty, my home, and they'd thrown it away. Now I'm thriving with a growing business and a life I've built on my own terms. They're homeless and I'm not. Some call it karma. I call it justice. But late at night, when the world is quiet, I wonder if I've lost something too. Not Clara, not Jake, not even my family, but the part of me that believed in forgiveness. I push the thought away. I've learned to live for myself, and that's enough. It has to be.